live. Okay, a bit of a practice routine session that I'm trying to do at the moment. Some things that I'm working on that I will talk through as I go through the session. So just practicing straight cueing. You've seen this on a video in the past. Doing all right there. Something that I'm been looking at this session is long potting. It's something that I'm struggling at the moment, so it's going to be a big focus for my session. But just warming up with lineup, seeing how I'm getting on. Thinking about my cueing and make sure that everything's straight. Something that I would always do is sort of focus on starting a practice session, normally with a lineup. Just the way I prefer it. I do feel it's really important that a session has elements of break building activities and routines as well, as long as you've got another focus as well. It's quite cold at the moment. Do my best to try and warm up a little bit as well. So this is unusual for me. I've not done a live before. I want to try something different, show a practice session, only for an hour or so, an hour. Practicing for an important quarter-final match in my local league. I had a team match last night. We won 3-0. In the frame that I played, I had 240 breaks, which I was quite happy with. Showed that I was scoring all right. So far, I'm putting everything quite nicely. Bit of a mistake there. So I'll probably do this routine a few times. Obviously, if you see my channel recently, I've posted a few different versions of this routine. So I've started with the most basic one, and then I might challenge myself a bit more. It's really cold today. Okay. Didn't really look at the angle of that one, probably should have done. Set it up again. Again, like I said in some videos with the lineup routine, I prefer to play a high black, high red off the cushion, my first shot. Hopefully you can hear me as well. I'm having troubles with my mics at the moment. Doing nicely though today, I feel, so far. Like I said at the start, my biggest issue at the moment is potting long balls. So that's something that I really want to try and work on. Don't quite know why I'm not being accurate with the long shots. Potting everything quite cleanly, positive. One of the things I didn't really mention in my videos with the lineups, I like to try and do it in sections. So try and clear the one red behind the black spot. Then clear the reds in between the pink and black. And obviously get the picture in between the pink and blue. And try and do it that way. That's something like the challenge that I set myself. Obviously it's not always possible. The full goal is just to clear the table. Oh, a bit far. I have to push this thread. Missed that one. Happy with the way I'm doing it. I'm going to keep it a bit tighter now and try a different lineup. Try and keep that ball a bit tighter under control. This is one that I would always do when I were trying to turn pro. Sorry about that, it's really cold. Didn't quite go far enough there. A tricky shot now. I have to use the rest. See, it's a little bit trickier now. So. So a bit closer together means you've got to be slightly more accurate with that positional play. And again, it's probably something that's let me down a little bit. But I always do routines that involve that break building. Enjoying this. This is the bit that's difficult. Get rid of it first time, it's really advantageous. Didn't quite hit that one well enough. Trickier pot now on the cushion. Like I said, when I'm doing this, I'm trying to get sort of towards that 10 red mark. If I get that, I'm happy. I tend to move on to the next routine and things like that. But not working this week, so thought I'd do a live for you guys. Again, one of the things that I do is I like to hit the balls out. Go again. Didn't quite get that target. Tough shot. Again, I could reset these up, but I am just trying to warm myself up. Put that red near the black, then managed to miss it. It's important to try and clear the black spot area. Those little rubber through shots, I'm not quite hitting them well enough today. That's what I need to look at. This is where, now that I've gone to red's been a bit closer, I'm struggling a little bit. It's a lot more evident. Anybody catch the Welsh Open final? Thought it was a good match. Not concentrating on that one then. Just going in sort of not quite accurate enough at the moment, them ones. As long as they go in. Stuck in between. Get the more difficult bottom. Just not happening at the moment. So hopefully do a few more of these. Hopefully next one. Again, just practicing it over and over again. Really important. That repetition. Better. So it's not the warmest place at the moment, which is definitely making it harder. When it comes to something like this routine, I just try and pop the balls. I don't really count. Used to when I was younger, because I was always hoping to make a centre break doing this routine. When you get to a point where you have lots of them, it's just trying to clear the table. But as I don't play as much now, don't do practice sessions like this. I'm doing it now because I've got a match that I want to do well at in a week's time. And I'm off work. That's another reason why I'm able to do it today. I am quite bad habit of staying down on the shots. I stay down for as long as I feel I need to. But hopefully this video you see sort of like a bit of a practice session. Yeah. Only a short one. Now, when I would practice in the academies and things like that, you would want to do a bit of solo practice for a bit, and then it'd be focused on playing frames of snooker with other players that were there. And they'd normally be like best of sevens. Just nudge that into an impossible position. Red next to the pink. So I'm sort of happy where I've got to now. Obviously, I want to try and do as well as I can. And to say that, you miss the next show. It's one of them things. So, I always come back to that. I might do, but I know the one thing that I'm struggling with is long potting. So, that's what I'm going to do next. And the way I like to do my long potting is to start with is just by playing straight blues off the spots. And I've done a video of this in the past. So I normally set a little triangle of balls, and then that's how many try and pot. And I just want to make sure I'm getting that cueing right. Coming across it slightly. Can make those adjustments. Ideally, to be doing this in sort of under 15 shots. That's always the target. Don't know if I'm laying it out right. Better, a bit straighter. Just putting a bit of unwanted side on it. You can see that. I'm just coming across it slightly. This is something that I would see a lot of the pros practicing. Sometimes they practice it for about an hour, just these long straight shots. Better. Hit that one nicely. The only problem with these now is when I used to practice with the old chalk, I used to get a nice line of the chalk mark. Now I use the Tian V10. You don't get those lines. Oh, just come across that. So I can see here that when I am missing, I'm missing near jaw on this side. It might be different on the other side. But on this side, I'm missing near jaw. So I'm probably putting a little bit of unintentional side on. Nice strike. Again, near jaw. This is where the cueing aids come in place that I use at the start. But I can also tell them that I don't practice these shots very often anymore. I had him when I was practicing a lot. It was always the go-to routine to get that warm, that long shot going. Rushing it a little bit there. It's always a fine line between taking too long to overthink something and playing too quickly. And again, it's that looser grip and the squeeze at the end. A really confusing system, but it's the way to do it. It works. Looser grip and squeeze on the follow through. And these are the shots where it's important to stay still on. Getting a bit better there. It's probably something that I would keep practicing. Ooh. See, I don't know whether it's a cueing issue or a sight issue. Last time I got my eyes tested, today I had really good vision, but I can't figure it out. That was a nice sound then. You can hear that hitting the back of the leather of the pocket. When you hit them cleanly like that, it makes a nice sound. So, probably won't do it today. I'd also play screwbacks and run-throughs. Try and follow the white in. I don't know how many shots I've taken. I'm thinking more than 20. Not ideal. Down the other side. Now again, people do prefer one side over the other. I don't think this is my preferred side, if I can remember. But hopefully today it is. The only problem with this routine is it gets very mundane. And when you have sort of short attention spans, it can be a struggle. Again, hitting that near jaw. Ooh, that was not cued nicely at all. White jumped, everything went there. And I'll show you one of the ways that I've adopted that I like to practice my long balls. Again, it's that near jaw. I seem to be putting, I think, it's a bit of left-hand side on. Not quite dead straight. Play around with different pauses. So obviously when you're playing, you want to pause. I like to pause at the white ball and pause on the backswing. Whether it's how long you pause for. Some pause for a brief moment, some pause for a bit longer. I'm looking at dropping the elbow, not dropping the elbow, and the follow through. It's one of these things that when you used to play all the time, it was so simple. You don't do it for a long time. You don't do it very often. It just makes it a bit difficult. You have that memory of being able to do it comfortably and easy. Can get a bit frustrating. But hopefully, like with this live, you see sort of elements of a practice session. Obviously, people that are starting out see it as well. So now go on to the routine that I'm wanting to do for my long game. So I set the colours up on the spots and leave one red on. And my target is to try and clear it all up, clear the colours up. I can put obviously the red anywhere. Don't want to make it too difficult for yourself to start with. Normally, I'll have the red in the D. I find this is one of my favourite ways of practicing the long reds or long balls, because I get to then also practice clearing the colours up. Which I think is often overlooked by a lot of players. Bit jabby there. And what I normally like to do, if I clear one side from one side, I go and swap to the other side. So this time I'll get rid of that from this side and try and do it from this side. Just trying to incorporate as many things into the practice as possible. Now my main focus is to pop the long red. Because I know at the moment that it's a bit of a weakness of mine. And obviously matches, if you can pop the long reds, you've got a much better chance of getting a scoring chance. Not quite there. Red comes back up. And get enough left hand side on it. And playing a bit of a different shot this time. Hopefully it's a good sign. The pot of the two reds. Oh. Changed my mind on that shot. Did the worst thing you can do. I was just gonna play to run it in with no side, and then change to play it with a bit of side. Bit of a simple red miss there. It's all right. Set the long back up. Now again, I can also play these from further back. This is where that one goes again. I like to do it on the ball, Ken, but the D, just because if you get the ball in hand in a match, you can be confident. And like when I'm running them in, it doesn't seem to be firing as well. So obviously then the aim is to clear the table. Not quite far enough. Tricky blue to pink now. Definitely a tricky pink now. Now, not necessarily a fail because I potted it, but I'm wanting to try and get the clearance. But what I am taking from this is that, especially here, and I did it, as I said earlier on, played a team match last night in my local league team, and my long pots were going in, which is always a good sign before an important game. It's weird how the green has always been my trickiest ball on the clearance. So I'll just do it once more, and I might do it. Hopefully, once I get a couple of practice sessions in before, I'm quite been pleasantly surprised with my long game. We're trying to do it from here, on the back of the black. Like it's a shot to nothing. Not quite. That tends to be where I'm struggling as well with the normal shots and offense. Let's try another wrong one. So the running ones seem to be the ones that I'm struggling with the most. A bit quick there. I know that myself. When you've got the pressure on you in a match, you do tend to play things a little bit slowly. A bit slower. I definitely think more when I'm playing a match. I look at that a bit hard. Might be pink. Pink to the middle. And I'd like to sort of got the video ready to go. I did another routine that I think is really useful. But one of the reasons I think I'm such a big advocate of incorporating, potting the colours is because it just took me a long time to be able to pot them without missing. I think it took me about 4 years before I potted all the colours without missing. So just do show you one more routine that I would normally put in practice. I'm trying to like shorten a practice session into like an hour. Normally I'd like 2 hours. I'd probably be able to play for. When I was practicing a lot, I'd play for 5, 6, 7 hours. But then that would also be incorporating frames as well. One of the staples of a snooker player's routine. It's called the T lineup because it looks like a letter team, and it's just really good, really useful routine. Some of the pros use this one as their warm-up routine. And I've seen players make maximums using this routine. I like to work around that pink spot. Again, it's important to pop the colours from the different colours. Now, if I have to play the black, I will play for the black. There's also sometimes you might need the rest for this routine. If you're left-handed for that one, right-handed for this one. Which is one of the reasons why I like it as well. I think it's useful practicing with the equipment. Ooh. Sorry about that one. Anyway, it's been about an hour, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching my practice session. And goodbye.